Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever felt completely buried under a mountain of corporate jargon, terms like data lakes, neural nets, and Spark just flying around in meetings, you are in exactly the right place. Our goal today is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. We are going to translate all those dense, intimidating buzzwords into a crystal clear roadmap for building a smarter business. We're breaking down the entire business analytics ecosystem and turning all that complexity into total clarity.
Here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at the big picture of the business analytics ecosystem, and then we'll unpack 5 core industry takeaways: connecting the data, exploring with technology, predicting using science, and finally, acting and creating impact. Let's get right into it.
Part 1. The Business Analytics Ecosystem.
I know, at first glance, this comprehensive map might look a bit overwhelming, like a giant puzzle. But if you look closer, it's actually an incredibly elegant refinery system divided into 4 distinct, color-coded quadrants. On the top left, in purple, we've got data. Below that, in blue, is technology. Over on the top right, in green, that's science. And on the bottom right, in orange, applications. Now, these aren't just isolated buckets. They are deeply interconnected gears working together to turn raw information into actual business value. Think of this as your You Are Here map for the entire analytics industry.
And here is the actual timeline that underpins this whole factory. It's the roadmap for how raw material flows through our refinery. Step 1, you connect all your data from anywhere. Step 2, you explore it to find hidden patterns. Step 3, you predict using models to literally see the future. Step 4, you act to make better decisions faster. And finally, Step 5, you create impact, driving real value and growth. This elegant flow, it's exactly how modern enterprises thrive today.
Which brings us to takeaway 1, connect the data. Here's the deal. Absolutely no analysis, no fancy machine learning, and definitely no smart business decisions can happen without securing your raw material first. This is the foundational stage where the primary goal is simply to collect, store, and manage raw inputs. If the whole analytics ecosystem is a factory, data is the raw steel just waiting to be forged.
So what does that raw material actually look like? Well, connecting means gathering an incredibly vast variety of formats. We are way past just your standard structured data like SQL databases or clean Excel spreadsheets. We're pulling in JSON and text. We're ingesting massive amounts of unstructured media, audio clips, video files, images, the whole shebang. All of this diverse info gets funneled into modern databases like NoSQL or these massive hungry repositories we call data lakes in the cloud. Your first big takeaway is that true business intelligence starts with an absolutely omnivorous appetite for data.
Moving right along to takeaway 2, explore with technology.
Okay, so we've collected the raw material. Now we need to refine it. This is where that raw data goes to be actively explored. The stated goal of the technology phase is to build, process, and analyze to find those hidden patterns and insights. If data was the raw steel, this quadrant is absolutely the heavy machinery of our ecosystem.
Let's break down the tools that make this happen into 3 main functions. First, you need heavy-duty processing frameworks to shape the data at scale. Tools like Apache Spark for massive datasets or Kafka for high-speed, real-time streams. Next, you need the actual analytics and machine learning tools to crunch the numbers. This is where household tech names like TensorFlow, Scikit-learn, and Pandas come into play. Finally, a pattern is totally useless if humans can't understand it, right? So visualization tools like D3JS, Bokeh, and Matplotlib step in to paint a clear picture. The technology phase takes chaotic data, processes it, analyzes it, and displays it beautifully.
Next up, takeaway 3, predict using science.
Zoning back in on our main map for a second, let's check out that green science section. If the technology quadrant was the heavy machinery processing our raw steel, the science quadrant is entirely the brain of the operation. This is where advanced mathematics and computer science really intersect.
The ultimate goal of this phase is honestly kind of a superpower, using models to see the future. Here, we transition from just analyzing what has already happened to discovering, learning, and predicting what will happen next.
And how exactly do we predict the future? With some seriously advanced scientific algorithms. This quadrant is packed with sophisticated techniques. We have deep learning and neural nets that attempt to mimic human cognition. We use ensemble methods like random forest, clustering through k-means, and classic predictive models like logistic regression and SVM. There's also highly dynamic science happening here with online and active learning, which are constantly adapting to new inputs. These algorithms are the scientific engines driving modern business predictions, literally the crystal balls of the 21st century.
And that leads us to our final points.
Takeaways 4 and 5. Act and impact. Take a second to think about how far our data has traveled. Back in Phase 1, the data quadrant, we were simply collecting, storing, and managing. It was entirely passive. Now, over in Phase 4, the applications quadrant, our goal is to actively solve problems and create impact. We have fully forged that passive raw steel into a highly active, intelligent asset.
So what do those real-world applications actually look like? Well, by acting on those scientific predictions, we drive tangible innovation everywhere. Operationally, companies use these models for instant fraud detection or churn prediction, literally identifying that a customer might leave before they even click cancel. In the realm of innovation, we get autonomous driving and service robotics. For massive scalability, these systems drive smart cities and the Internet of Things. And for user engagement, we power recommender engines and real-time bidding. This isn't theoretical at all. This is the real intelligence powering the apps on your phone and the infrastructure of the city around you.
Pulling it all together, we get this one massive ultimate equation. Data plus science plus technology equals smarter business. This one powerful formula synthesizes everything we've covered today. You absolutely cannot have smarter business without the raw inputs. You can't process them without the technology, and you can't anticipate the market without the science. But when you integrate all three, they form an unstoppable engine.
So, here is my question for you to ponder today. Is your organization truly leveraging this ecosystem, or are you just hoarding data? Are you stuck in that top left corner just passively collecting inputs, or are you moving seamlessly through the pipeline to forge real-world impact? Evaluate your own data journey through the lens of this demystified map, and you might just find exactly where your next massive business breakthrough is hiding. Thanks for exploring this with us, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.